Instantly before we start, if you are a fan of James Charles, this video is not for you. Okay, it is not intended for you to be watching. And I say that because clearly, if we're going by the comments that I've received over last week, clearly people are thinking certain videos are for them and they're not. Okay? On my channel, I talk about makeup. I talk about other things related to beauty as well, but predominantly makeup. In one of my most recent videos that I did about clean beauty being an unregulated term and just being a scam overall, I had someone who felt it was appropriate and necessary to leave multiple comments, paragraphs long, saying I'm uneducated, clearly have no qualifications, don't know what I'm talking about, I'm stupid, trying to educate me on something completely irrelevant. If I'm talking about clean beauty being a scam, why are you commenting about embalmment? Now I know you're not as stupid as that, so you know and I know that embalmment is absolutely nothing to do with clean beauty and the things that I was talking about in that video. So this is just a little PSA, shall we say. If you are going to try and leave a comment on my video, just know that I'm going to delete it if it's irrelevant. And as for lobotomised teddy bear, or whatever your name was, who was leaving those comments, find a hobby. Please, find a hobby. This is my channel. I will talk about what I want to talk about. I'm not going to have someone try leaving comments like that. You've just shown how uneducated you are by leaving comments about embalmment on a video not about embalmment in the slightest. It was about clean beauty being a scam, which I stand by. Okay? Moving on. This video, as you can tell from the title and the thumbnail, is about James Charles. Oh yeah. Another one. But this time we're not looking at how much of a dickhead he is when it comes to like minors and how inappropriate he is, more importantly, when it comes to minors. We're talking about a video that he posted, and I'm sure you're probably all aware of this video because it's been doing its rounds on the internet. People have spoke about it already, but we're going to look at this video together because when is he going to learn is my first question, but let's just watch the videos. It has now been deleted, so I have found it on Reddit. Let's look. Buckle up, buddy.
I just got a DM on here from a girl that said, "Good morning, James. I know you'll probably never see this, but if you could just take 1 minute to read it, would really mean a lot to me. I'm really struggling right now because Spirit Airlines just filed for bankruptcy and I have lost my job. Here's a GoFundMe link. Any donations help."
First of all, yes, I'm stopping already because I can't stand his laugh, I can't stand his face, I can't stand his hair, I can't stand his teeth, I can't stand his everything, okay? I can't stand him. But that laugh grates on me. It does something to me internally that I can't even describe to you. It really fucks me off. Knowing how much of a shitty person he is as well just adds fuel to that, just the overwhelming dislike that I have for him. But let's continue.
I'm sure they do, sweetheart. I'm sure they do. You know what else would help you? Getting another job. Yeah, try that. Because in the time that it took you to copy and paste the same fuck-ass message to myself, who you don't follow, by the way.
And the little nail tap thing that he does, can you stop doing that? Your voice is annoying. We don't need to add anything else into the mix.
And probably 100 other influencers and celebrities. You could have applied for 100 other jobs, but you didn't because you're a lazy piece of shit and you're entitled.
Bold coming from you. First of all, how do you know, James, that she hasn't done that before messaging you? You don't know that. You've looked at her message and thought, oh, I'm going to go make a video about this instead of trying to help when I am in a position of privilege, but also entitled. James, honey, people like you cannot call other people entitled. You are the definition of entitled. The definition of never had to work a day in your life. Your whole life has been content creation, makeup artistry. You've never worked a full day in your life, and you have the audacity to call this woman who has been let go from her job because of out of her control problems entitled.
And you think that influencers and celebrities should fund your life for you. Why would I ever help you? You're not a fan. You don't even follow me. You've never supported me. This is your...
Never followed me. So you've received a message of somebody clearly being out of the comfort zone and asking for help, because 9 times out of 10 people are going to feel uncomfortable. So you decide the best way to approach this is to make a video and post about it.
Time DMing, and you think that I'm gonna send you money because you lost your job? Oh my God, welcome to the real world, sweetheart. People lose their jobs every fucking day, and you're white, pretty, and able-bodied. You're in a much better position.
People lose their job every day. What would you know about that, James? Again, you've never had to work a single day in your whole life. You probably never will. He has no idea of the real world. He has absolutely he can't grasp the concept of having to work a real job, having to get up in the morning, go work a full day at work and then come back home. He has no concept of that.
Than a lot of other people out here who are trying clearly much harder to make a better life for themselves. Why would I fucking help you? Aside from that.
Because you're in a position of privilege, and from my point of view, in my personal opinion, that is what you should be doing. That's why, James.
15,000 people lost their jobs at Spirit Airlines. Why do you think you need the GoFundMe? I can at least 1% respect the mentality of closed mouths don't get fed, doesn't hurt to try. But honestly, it does hurt to try because now you pissed me off, okay? I'm not the one. Go find fucking Mr. Reese. This is literally his entire shtick. I'm sure the next YouTube video is literally gonna be like, I rehired all 17,000 of the Spirit Airlines employees, and it's gonna be the real life Hunger Games. The last one of them to leave the Spirit Airlines plane gets to be the CEO of the new company and gets a house and a car and $10 million that everybody else dies. Go find that video to compete in, baby. I'm not helping you. I'm not fucking helping you. All you did was lost your job, okay? Welcome to the real world. I can at least understand if you were like, James, I'm a longtime fan. Here's a trillion years of DMs and my support for you. I love you. I'm suffering with a really rare genetic disease that there is no cure for, and I'm trying to raise money for myself and other people that have this. Maybe I would help. Maybe I would help.
So what I'm getting from that is that you'd prefer her to lie, because that is not what's happening. She's lost her job. She's been let go. Sorry. How does that, what sense does that make? She's told you she lost her job. She's not got some kind of illness, some terminal illness. That is not her reason for having this GoFundMe. Her reason is because she has been let go from her job. They have let multiple people go. Many people go. It is not... So you want her to lie to you and say she's got a terminal illness and then you'll give her money? All you have to do before making a video is just have a little bit of a think. Go over what you want to say, maybe. Roughly, and then you won't make absolute cock-ups like this.
I love you and I appreciate you. This bitch, you lost your fucking job? Oh! What are we gonna do? Nothing!
That annoys the fuck out of me. There's no need for you to be so... I don't even know if animated is the right word. He's so over dramatic, and I understand that's how he gets his views. That's how he gets his engagement and how he makes his money. But you are literally the most hated influencer. Change what you're doing. Not that that's going to help because you're a predator.
I'm gonna do nothing. You know what you need to do? Go find a fucking new one, girl. Put some effort into the workplace.
I'm sorry for stopping this so much, but what the f*** do you mean put some effort into the workplace like you ever have? You have never had a real job. You've never had to get up in the morning and go do a full day at work to come back knackered on an evening, have to do all the tidying in your house and the cooking and the general cleaning, and then get yourself ready for the nighttime routine. You've never had to do that, James, so what are you talking about? Get off your high horse. Sorry, that was the end of the video, I didn't realise, but what planet is James Charles on? In an ideal world, we would send him to another planet. See you later. You can't be, if you're not here, you can't hurt anybody. You can't do things that are going to agitate people to this extent all the time. You are literally, he has sat down to make this video, recorded it, of course, edited it, and then posted it. At no time, at no point, throughout all those various different stages that he's got to do, did he not sit and think, oh shit, this is really out of touch. I am a multi-millionaire getting on the internet, bitching, tearing someone down because they have lost their job. Did he not think, oh, that probably ain't the best thing to do? I don't understand. And it makes me think, is it a marketing tactic? But then I think, no, because what sane person, not that he is, in my opinion, what sane person would do that? You don't want that kind of attention. You don't want people thinking that you're so out of touch and so just deluded that you can't quite grasp that someone might be upset, really upset, panicking, desperate sometimes because they've lost a job. And he said, you've only lost your job. James, you're in your late 20s. You should know at your big age that a job is literally all someone might have. Not everyone's a multi-millionaire that's got thousands, millions in the bank saved up. More people than you think are living paycheck to paycheck. Meaning, some people might spend their whole wage for that month in the 3 weeks, leading to no money at all in the last week. Are you not understanding that? Why are you not understanding that? I understand it might be because you haven't had to work a day in your life. But you need to do better at understanding that not everybody is in the same position as you. And it shouldn't take a whole load of backlash from the internet for you to change your ways and regret what you've said and what you've posted and then take it down. So let's look at that apology, because... So... upon trying to locate this video of his apology, I have actually found another video that I'm going to show you after, because it just fits in so perfectly. And not perfectly for James, perfectly for people like me who just don't like him. Shall we say a little more evidence that he's just a dick. But as I said, let's have a look at this this pathetic excuse of an apology video.
Yesterday morning, I posted a video on this account talking about how a woman had lost her job at Spirit Airlines, and she sent me a message with a GoFundMe link asking me to donate. And the video was basically me yelling at the camera, being super upset and frustrated because this person had never followed me, never supported me before. And it was clear that she had basically copied and pasted this DM to every influencer and celebrity she possibly could, asking for a handout. And I called her lazy. I said she was stupid.
By the way, she wasn't asking for a handout. She was asking if you could donate to a GoFundMe. It's just a question. You don't want to do it, don't do it. Ignore the message. Do something. Do anything other than what you did, James.
And I said she should have spent the time that she spent copying and pasting the message, applying for jobs instead. This video was fucking stupid. It was rude, it was obnoxious, it was privileged, and most importantly, it was completely fucking unnecessary. When I saw that,
I'm glad he's acknowledged that because, you know, a few years ago he probably wouldn't have even done that. But he seems to do these apology videos after every time that he receives backlash. So at this point, he should know. He definitely knows the appropriate things to be posting and the inappropriate things that he shouldn't be posting. I'm not buying it.
DM, I absolutely had the choice to ignore it and say absolutely nothing at all and move on with my day. But instead, I couldn't even tell you why. Her message just triggered me, and I decided instead to make a video about it.
I'll tell you why. Because you're a dickhead.
And I bashed her, and it was obnoxious, and I shamed her for asking for help in a situation where she was clearly really struggling, and this could have been her absolute last resort.
Clearly struggling. So if it's clearly, you should have been able to see that from the first time she messaged you. And then from that, you should know that posting a video, slagging her off, tearing her down for losing her job, for being let go, through something that is completely out of her control. You should know what's wrong with that. You should know not to do that. As you've just said yourself, she was clearly struggling.
I have no idea what was going on in her life, and I should have never assumed that she was just copying and pasting this DM as an easy way out. I don't know. I just don't know. My intention behind making this video in the first place was I get a lot of messages like this every single day, and for me,
as do a lot of celebrities and influencers. Get over it.
Personally, it definitely sucks to receive messages from people that don't follow you and don't support you.
So, sorry for stopping it all the time, but is this all you're bothered about? Is this all he cares about? Because she doesn't follow him. You've got millions of followers, James. Why do you care if she's following you? My God, the amount of money he has, the amount of people he has following him, that should have no bearing on whether he donates to her GoFundMe. James, as someone in a position of privilege, should want to do these things out of having a kind heart, but obviously he doesn't, as we know.
You, treating you like our personal ATM or bank account, but what I'm sure sucks even fucking more is not knowing where your next paycheck is coming from and not being sure whether or not you're going to be able to put food on the
Thank you. Okay. At least he's finally understanding something.
Table for yourself and your family. So it really doesn't matter what my intentions were behind making the video, because it came across as super fucking privileged and like I was basically shaming anybody that's unemployed for not trying hard enough to get a job. And I feel awful because that wasn't my intention, and it really hurt a lot of people, and I know that it's not that easy. I know that the job market fucking sucks right now. I have friends that are looking for jobs. I have my own employees that I try my best to take care of, and I've heard so many fucking horror stories online of companies ghosting people, recruiters wasting everybody's time, people applying for job after job and not hearing back for 6 months, a year, 2 years. I know that it's really fucking hard out there, and that
you know it's really hard out there, but you still went ahead and posted a vile video tearing this woman down.
most people are just doing their best and trying their best to figure it out and to make it by. And if this person happened to choose sending out GoFundMe links as their method of trying to make it by, who am I to judge? Especially when you consider the fact that my method of figuring it out and getting by was making makeup videos online. I just happened to get really lucky, and now, years later, I'm in a blessed and privileged position. But as somebody with a platform, it's my responsibility to humble myself and to never take what I have for
which you never do.
granted. And when I made that video today, that is exactly what I did. I was speaking from a very privileged, obnoxious, ignorant standpoint. And for anybody that saw that video and was disappointed or upset with what I said, I am super sorry.
Not just that, just it's disgusting. You actually making me want to physically he makes me feel things that I aren't used to seeing in myself.
Sorry, especially to the woman from Spirit Airlines. I did try to look for her message earlier before making this video, and I couldn't find it. If you see this video and you want to get in touch, I would love to apologize to you directly and to help you out a little bit. But if you are not comfortable with that, I totally
Convenient that I couldn't find it.
understand too. I really appreciate anybody that sent me a message or left a comment about this video today, letting me know how insensitive it was.
How much of a dick you are.
I really needed to hear that, and I really need
I'll tell you again, you're a dick, James, you're a dick.
to think twice before I hit record and just start yapping on this account. I genuinely
Or any account. Better yet, just delete them.
treat this spam page like I'm on FaceTime with you guys. I love to laugh and tell you stories and
Talk shit.
rant and scream at the camera and joke around with y'all, but sometimes I genuinely forget how many people are watching, and it was completely inappropriate to make a joke out of somebody just trying to provide for themselves and
But it's the fact you've had this thought anyway. You know, posting it is irrelevant right now. You've had that thought. These thoughts have gone through your head. Try changing the way you're thinking about people when you yourself haven't even had a job before. You haven't had a proper job. You haven't had to work a day in your life.
family. That's definitely my bad.
And more importantly, more relevant to this video, this topic, you haven't been let go and you haven't had to deal with living paycheck to paycheck. So yeah, you need a lot more understanding. Okay, it seems that was the end of that video, but I just think he's only making this video because he's received so much backlash. He's only changed his views now because people are attacking him. And that to me just screams inauthenticity. How is it only a problem to you when people are calling you out on the internet? You had multiple opportunities to change what you said, to not post the video. Like I've said earlier in this video, you had to edit it. You had to sit down and edit this video before you posted it, and you still went ahead and did it. So this apology feels nothing but insincere, completely just false and inauthentic, like I've said. But you do you, James. You obviously know what works for you, because as you've said, you've been doing this 10 very long years. What's that? Content creation? Makeup? Bullying people online? Talking to underage children online? The list is never ending with you. But obviously that is all allegedly, because just my opinion. Legal reasons. But also, it's just my opinion. Yeah? And whilst we're on the topic of James just being totally out of touch, there is another video that I came across, and this is the one that I was talking about before when I said that I'd come across something that ties in well with this video. Let's have a look.
The way that some of y'all speak about Michaela Nogueira on this app is so weird. It's big fucking fat loser energy. I gotta keep it real. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the Boston accent, if people are still upset about mascara lashgate from 3 years ago at this point, if it's the fact that she started off poor and now has lost weight and gained money and is successful, and people don't like the fact that the underdog is no longer the underdog. I don't know what it is that leads to such disgusting, vile comments and videos about her and her life. But it is.
You mean like the one that you've just posted about this poor girl who has been let go from her job? You mean like that? Yeah? You've done the exact same thing, James. You're trying to call people out on the internet about inappropriate comments left under Michaela's posts, but you yourself are putting videos up for your millions of followers to see, tearing a woman down who is only asking for help. If that isn't out of touch and just mind-blowingly stupid, I don't know what is.
Is bizarre. Everybody on this platform always says, I hate influencers that just make life seem so fun and easy. Like, we want real, we want honesty, we want the truth, we want the real tea of relationships and what life is actually like. And then as soon as people give it to you, you bitch and fucking complain and rip them apart because your lives are so goddamn boring that you feel the need to give your 2 cents on somebody else's.
Just like you did. Again, you have millions of followers. You have posted this video tearing this woman down because she's dared to ask you for help. Do you realise how stupid, selfish, disgusting, disgraceful you sound and look? Have a word with yourself, James. Honestly, the people around him seriously need to have a word with themselves too, and him, because what are you all doing? How are his friends actually allowing him to be like this?
If she had sent me that divorce video ahead of time, I'm going to keep it real. I probably would have said, sister, I think we should cut out the, you're going to want to sit down for this line. I can agree that it is a little corny to somebody that is not a fan of her. Maybe
Everybody.
you were already sitting down and you didn't react in any sort of way. That's fine. The video probably wasn't for you. The video was for her audience because it was shocking to a lot of them. Just because you might not like her does not change the fact that 15 million people do. But even outside of those followers, you're all making videos making fun of that you're going to want to sit down for this line as if nobody cares about Michaela and her divorce, yet here everybody is making content speculating about it. You do care. You're proving her point. I remember the video that Michaela made getting ready for this first date with Cody. She shared every aspect of her relationship online. I got the pleasure of attending the wedding. It was beautiful. One of my favorite trips I have ever been on to Newport, Rhode Island.
Okay, that's enough of that because I really, really can't stand the sound of his voice, but I just think, how fitting. But that's just one of 2 videos I wanted to show you that tie into this. Let's look at the second. And just before I show you this, I'm going to put a bit of a trigger warning, shall we say, a bit of a sensitivity warning. He is so insensitive in this. Massively insensitive. So that's just a little pre-warning.
I am literally so sorry to the people that are currently stuck on the cruise that has the hantavirus outbreak. Like, I can't even imagine how scary that is and how overwhelming it must be for you guys to just be like on that boat floating and not really knowing what's next. I keep seeing videos on my For You page of people that are like literally on the boat and they're like, oh my God, like, I just want to see my family. I just want to go home. That is home now. You're not going home. You're not going home. The only way you're getting off that boat, I fear, is if you walk the plank. You guys, you've got to take one for the team. You really do. Okay, we already shut the entire world down a couple of years ago with the coronavirus. It hasn't been nearly long enough. These outbreaks are usually like, you know, every 20, 30, 40, 50 years. 5 years in between? No. We are not ready yet. Okay, so I know it sucks, but you guys are just going to have to like build a new community, build a new society on a cruise ship. It could be worse. Could be like a, you know, little dinghy in the middle of the ocean. Y'all paid $16,000 for those tickets. I know those rooms on board must be nice. The food must be delicious. You'll have enough to last you for a while. Or enough until the virus gets you all. Ooh, too soon, sorry. I am saying a prayer. I really hope the best for you guys, but good luck. And may the odds be ever in your favor.
Massively insensitive. I don't think I need to say what was wrong with that video. You're disgusting, James. Absolutely. You disgust me. Not only are you a predator who lies about speaking to underage children, but now you're tearing a woman down on the internet in front of your millions of followers. All because you don't agree with the way that she's gone about it. All because she doesn't follow you. All because one person doesn't follow you and millions of others do. And now you are taking the piss out of people who are stuck on this cruise ship with a virus that they don't know whether they're going to live or die from. They don't know whether they're going to be able to go see the family after this, and you're sat there taking the piss out of people who are crying, wanting to go home to their family. What part of this is okay? I feel like I'm actually living in some different universe. Where did we all lose as heads? Where did we all lose as sensitivity? Where did we lose the respect? I think it's rich. I think it's real rich for a man. I use the term loosely when I say a man. Is a predator. So, again, I use the term loosely. But how are we in a world where somebody like him is taking the piss out of people who are, in their minds, maybe in a life or death situation? We don't know what it's going to do. And what I'm getting from that specific video is that he doesn't actually care whether they live or die, as long as James is okay. As long as he don't lose all his followers. As long as everything in James's life is okay. Fuck whatever else is happening in the world. That don't matter. I feel the more people who talk about this, the better, because we need rid of people like this. We need rid of influencers like this, celebrities, whatever you want to refer to them as. I will refer to him as a piece of shit because he is. Shit. Insensitive, disgusting, law unabiding, predator, along with many other names I can think of, but I'm just not going to say on YouTube. We all need to actively be talking about him so that all the things that he's done don't just get swept under the rug. Oh, it don't matter, it were in the past. It were years ago, it don't matter. Yeah, it does. It does. The more people that know about the kind of human he is, the better. James, find a hobby, find a job. Be more sensitive. Stop being a predator. That's all I have to say today. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe if this channel is your vibe. If you like deep dives or just rants or beauty related topics and makeup tutorials, then my page is the page for you, honey. I hope you have a wonderful day, week, month, year, life. Love you. Bye.